Welcome back to another Tera Plays Tera video. Today's video, I'm going to be going over with you the Tera Menma's 1.7 patch note. So, sit back, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to read more about the patch notes, they will be linked in the description of this video. And the gameplay is me doing a AAHM on live stream at Twitch. Go ahead and follow me, Twitch TS Tera. I'll be streaming Menmas every Monday from 4 AM to 4 PM Eastern Time. Alright, so the first thing in this video that I would like to spend a little time to talk about is just some of the developer notes in general. The devs want you to know that this patch is mostly for PvP balancing. They're spending a lot of time to make PvP a lot more fun, but don't worry, there is also some PvE stuff they want to mention. And at the start, just a quick brief is that they do have great ideas for PvE, but they're just not ready to implement it just yet. They do have notes about some Mystic stuff, that they are listening to the feedback of the polls, and they're investigating some solutions. They just don't know exactly the road they want to go to help fix these issues. And they've also been modding the Plexus hard with feedback to make the dungeon just feel better and align with what the community wants and should be dealing with. And the developer notes as PvP, as I stated, they are trying to make PvP more playable. They want everyone to enjoy it, so they have been doing a ton of class balances that we'll cover for PvP in this video, as well as the devs really want to bring a new, fun, open world PvP content where people can just enjoy being out in the world and just have some fun. They're looking into amazing stuff to do with civil unrest. So there's a lot of cool stuff we're gonna cover. But now let's go over some dungeon changes. Yes, dungeons have been changed a little bit. The first thing is, in Anthros Abyss hard mode, the first boss has the flamethrower attack, and sometimes that's been hitting people who don't have aggro off to the side and the back. This issue should be resolved now. They've also increased the HP of Anthros clones, so when he splits off and throws 3 orbs or does 3 swirls, those clones will have 10 billion health now, and you can't kill them anymore. Skycruiser Hard has had some changes. The fire debuff will no longer follow players when they exit the dungeon, and Nightmare Dracon's AI has received some changes as well. His attack speed will ramp up a bit slower now. He can no longer perform back-to-back silences, and the opening attack power has been changed to no longer give a bleed debuff, as well as it's pretty unforgiving how quick it was, so they've removed that. The second target pushback will no longer target the tank unless the tank is not at the front. There have been some changes to the Plexus. They've greatly improved the hitboxes for the tail and the spit attack. They've reduced the size of puddles so they can be escaped a bit easier now. They reduced the damage of Manaya's unenraged basic attacks, and they fixed the timer. The timer used to say 15 minutes, now it is correctly at 10 minutes to not give people false hope, as well as for people to successfully clear the dungeon if they need to clutch it. They know what's going on. Forbidden Arena Nightmare Undying Warlord has had his HP increased to 58 billion. It originally was 56.6 billion. The Nexus Mystery Merchant shop has been changed, so now he will be selling more valuable items, and some miscellaneous changes is that Dracon's Arena hard leaderboard titles from the previous season have been removed. Now, class changes. As always, there's a lot that goes on with this, and specifically for this patch, there is a ton of PvP changes to all classes. I will say, if you want to read into depth about what has been changed, please go ahead and look at the patch notes. There is also some very small PvE changes, but like I said, the patch notes will be linked in the description of this video if you want to read up about those more precise. There has also been some event changes. The first thing is the Ice Fishing Festival has now come to an end. But don't worry, if you have any leftover ice fish, you can still trade them into Highwatch until further notice. Eventually, the Highwatch NPC will be removed, but for now, you can still turn those in, you just can't obtain any more. The Ellen event has also had a slight change. Within that, all of Drakon Arena hard tasks have been removed, and we are on week 3 of Crosshair's Stronghold 15 vs 15. So, if you play 3 games, you can get 15 Agaya tokens, 5 gives you 100, 10 gives you 20 Elion companion boxes, and 15 games will grant you 30,000 tickets. Those are all the slight event changes. Now, let's go over some general content. There's been some achievement changes. All laurels should now display the correct amount of points missing. Battlegrounds, though, will no longer count towards your laurel progression. There are some companion changes. You can now have 500 pet slots. Yes, they've increased the pet slots up to 500, but you must use expansion to receive that amount. They've also added 2 animation to the following companions, those being Anthoroth, Drakon, and Kelsaic. Kelsaic from Corrupted Skynest also now uses the correct Kelsaic model. So now let's go over the PvP changes, and there's quite a lot of them. As I said earlier in this patch notes, the devs really wanted to focus on PvP for this patch. And the first thing is Battlegrounds. The following Battlegrounds will now use Equalized gear, and those 2 are Crosshair Stronghold 15 vs 15 and Champion Skyring. These following Battlegrounds will no longer have restricted skill usage, that being Crosshair Stronghold and Shorehold being the 10v10. Champion Skyring now will restrict specific skills from being used. Also, Champion Skyring solo and teams used to have an issue with the gates not closing correctly after the first round. This has been corrected. The Bellocrum store has had all of its prices adjusted, categories have been cleaned up, and useless items have been removed. The devs have also added a +9 enchantment scroll to this section. PvP gear and weapons have been moved to the blacksmith shop in Velica Outskirts Hall. The devs also really want to work on open world stuff, so now if you have a pumped 4 or a keen 4 body or footwear etching and you're doing PvP, it will give a debuff. But the devs have greatly improved the stun from the retaliation bug interaction. Velica Outskirts Hall has added the blacksmith NPC added to it, which now sells all corresponding PvP gear. There has also been Battleground achievements. This has been reworked, that they have implemented a new section in the achievements called Battlegrounds. Crosshair Stronghold and Champion Skyring have also been moved here. Shorehold and Freywinds Canyons have had achievements added for winning 1, 10, 50, 150, and 500 times. If you get the 500, you will get a brand new 330 speed War Bengal Tiger mount. There's also some other achievements added. If you want to know, go ahead and read the patch notes. Do know though that these achievements will not affect your laurels. Within that, let's get into some overall miscellaneous changes. So there's an improved costume preview in the character selection screen. Now, each time you decide to make a new character, you can now, no matter what race, you can choose to preview whatever you want with specific costumes and gear through creating that character. They've also increased the travel journal spot to hold 50 instead of 10. They reduce all drought cooldowns. They were originally 5 minutes and now it is 3 minutes. The tooltip has also reflected this change. They reordered Mania's Core teleportal menu, so now the Plexus Hard is at the top instead of in the middle. And following items can now stack up to 99,999 in your inventory. And these items are 3-line gearboxes, Agaia materials, Akasha/the Sulu relic materials, Black Core material boxes, belt etchings, bespoke gearboxes, Black Core noodles, Black Core shards, brooch etchings, Dark Shard cohesion arcanes, divine infusions, inferible savage droughts, mana essence cohesion arcane scrolls, minor recovery potions, minor replenish potions, powerful and tempest savage drought, refined mana essence rupiers, and Valkyon health potions can all now be stacked up to 99,999 times. Let's go over some bug fixes. The devs have corrected many tooltips throughout the game. They've also disabled the gridiron leaderboards. They have fixed the astronomy cloak effect. Glaive Strike can now be used during Ragnarok and Battlegrounds. They have removed the to-be-announced achievements from appearing when filtering achievements by rewards. They have removed achievements related to old retail events from PvP and duel sections. They've removed achievements where blank and those with blank items as rewards. Also, training dungeons and Kuma's Royale will no longer count towards the achievement summary. So, that is all the patch note changes for 1.7. As I've said, if there's anything you want to know more directly about, or if you want to read the devs notes words for word, I will have the patch notes linked in the description of this video. If you've enjoyed, please go ahead and subscribe, as I will be releasing patch notes as soon as I can. I do apologize, these are later than I would like. I actually did not realize the patch was coming out on an off day than what I was used to, so I do apologize. Usually I try to get the patch notes out while the game is down for maintenance. But I hope you enjoyed. If you have, go ahead and hit the like section. If you want to see more Menmas being live streamed, go ahead and head over to Twitch TS Tera. I will be streaming, as I said, on Mondays. And if you got any questions, go ahead and ask in the comment section, and if I don't have the answer, I'll do my best to either find it or direct you to a place that has a good answer for you. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see y'all in the Borea gamers.